I'm making a movie, and in this video, I'm gonna show you how I went from this all the way to this, and how I use artificial intelligence to paint my movie. Here's how. In 2019, I released my first movie, Remnants, and since then, I've been working on my next movie, an animated action mystery called TAKA. This project just immediately felt right to me, and you know, I'm never wrong.
So personally, I plan on moving towards more live action stuff.
So TAKA is 3D animated in a program called Blender, and there are a lot of things that Blender does really well naturally. When you're trying to make a scene with photorealistic textures, Blender is amazing at that, but that's never the style I wanted for TAKA. TAKA style is built out of a lot of different things, some of them brand new. But a major inspiration was manga, mixed with the look and feel of Akira Kurosawa's samurai films like The Seven Samurai or Yojimbo.
Dude, literally no one freaking asked you. Literally no one asked.
Hold on, everybody.
What do you want to say here?
So it was really important to get the style right, to feel really faithful to its source. But hey, with fundraising and casting time, I should have over a year I have 1 month. Back in May, I decided that for fundraising, I really should make a proof of concept to actually show to investors that I can make the movie. So I shot some reference footage and just started working. Just one problem. I have no idea what I'm doing. Instead of the lofty amount of time I had before to really figure out the intricacies of the style, part of which I'm still doing to this day, I had to find my style, or at least the general idea, in 30 days. Also, while animating the 1-minute short that accompanies it, which should take over 100 hours to... You know, actually, I'm gonna go see a movie. If you've been following my videos for a while, you know that I'm a big fan of Hayao Miyazaki and his work. He's directed a lot of fantastic films like Spirited Away or Princess Mononoke, but one I really wanted to see again was Ponyo. It's a beautiful oceanside adventure, and with the Ghibli Fest that goes on every year, it was showing in my local theater. So I went and bought a ticket, hoping that I could learn something about my own style from watching something with a similar feel. And it was really at the back of my mind, but as I walked out of the theater, I realized something. The animation in Miyazaki's movies is comprised of two elements, character and background. Well, if 2D animation could do it, couldn't I?
No, I really don't think you can.
During this time, I had experimented with a shader for Blender called the Lightning Boy shader. Go check out their YouTube channel, by the way, it's really awesome. Which brings some 2D style and shading into Blender. I had also been learning about an artificial intelligence program called Absinthe, which can take one image from a video and apply the painted effect to all the other pieces of the video. Now believe me, I tried both of these before, but it just didn't work. When I tried to apply the painted effect onto the characters, their outlines got all messy and it just didn't look good. It looked almost as bad as this guy. Let's just say it wasn't good. So when I thought of separating the characters and the background, both of those pieces really all fell into place. Once I'm done with the animation, I just move the characters into a separate file and render out the characters and the background separately. That way I can apply the style only to the backgrounds while keeping the outlines on the characters nice and crisp. As long as I keep the same camera motion between the scenes, it works perfectly. Now to actually make the short film. I've never modeled worlds before, but for the sake of the proof of concept, it just didn't make sense to spend months finding a good world modeler. So I tried my best. And then I tried again, because the first one sucked. The world looked a bit weird without the style, but in the end I had faith that the AI would be good enough to mostly cover that up for this. Because at the end of the day, this is a proof of concept, so if it's not 100% as good as the movie, it's okay, for now. So after building a kinda janky world for the movie, I was able to move on to my first test shot, using the Lightning Boy shader on my characters to give them the feel of two-dimensional shading and outlining. Then I went to work with making the artificial intelligence work with the idea I had. How the software works is that you can paint on one or more images out of a video, and then the software will try to apply the look on those images to the rest of the shot. That's definitely simplifying it. It's a fairly complicated process, but at the end of the day, it worked totally perfectly for what I needed it for. It worked so well because the result isn't perfect. I love the hand-painted feeling it gives because the way it stylizes the shot isn't 100% perfectly consistent. It has flaws and changes, just like the 2D animation that inspired me. It took some time to play with and find different styles, but I came up with this first test shot. Do we even know where he is? It wasn't perfect, but it was good enough to start working on the animation. It took 2 weeks of animating all day, and at the end of the day, I sat back, relaxed, and got soul-crushing feedback on how I could make my animation better. I learned some very valuable lessons, like if you animate from the camera's perspective, don't look at it from another angle. And the whole process taught me a lot about quality and trying to make the best piece possible, even in a limited amount of time. And after a month of hard work and working with my amazing team to develop the sound, music, and effects for the piece, here's what we came up with.
Do we even know where he is?
Just the forest. Past that, I don't know. Hey, let's get some practice in.
Alright, alright.
That was, it was a try.
Thanks.
I hope you all follow along with me on this process. There's a lot more coming. And for those of you who've followed the channel for a while, I know this is a different style of video. I really just want to keep trying new things and see if I can eventually hit the algorithm. Come here, boy! So thank you all, and if you enjoyed the video, a sub would be very much appreciated. Okay, bye!